Hello, how's everyone doing? It's my day off today, so I figured I'd do a video. Um, this is actually, it's not going to be a book review, just because a couple videos ago, can't remember which ones they were, but I had mentioned how I'd had two UFO encounters. Um, And I kept saying, well, I'll make a video on it later. I'll make a video on it later. So now I'm doing it. Um, and you'll notice with the books I've been reviewing, it's like either ancient astronaut theory stuff or UFO stuff. And honestly, it's because that's what I'm interested in. You know, if you don't like that type of stuff, then I guess don't watch my other videos. I mean, I do read other stuff like I'll read history. I like World War II history and stuff. Celtic mythology. I like different mythologies. I'll read about rock stars every now and then. Poetry, Edgar Allan Poe, stuff like that. But I'll make those videos when I feel like it. This is what I've been interested in for a while. And it's what I've been reading. So, but basically, I didn't even believe in aliens. I thought all the UFO stuff was just stupid. I honestly had that attitude of it was dumb. I thought it was dumb. And I was living at my ex-wife, her dad's house, and he was super big into aliens and UFOs and was always watching documentaries and stuff on it, and I thought it was stupid. But and I'll tell you where the area it is just because I don't live there anymore, so I don't really care. Uh, but I lived out by Lake Harrington, which Lake Harrington is like a UFO hotspot in Kentucky. A lot of people see a lot of UFOs and stuff out there. Um, and I guess my ex father in law, he had several UFO encounters when he was a kid living out there and stuff. But I was driving from Lake Harrington area, and you leave there and you go to this highway. I think it's 127, but it's in between Lancaster and Lexington. There's this huge highway, and so I was driving on to Lancaster because I lived in Lancaster at the time, and I'll tell you that town too because I don't live there anymore, so it doesn't really matter. Um, and I had a 97 or 96 Pontiac. It was a red Grand Prix, and I had a moonroof, which was pretty cool. I actually miss having a moonroof. It was dope. But it's probably not very safe though to be checking out the stars and stuff while driving. But um, we were driving home, and I seen this like red ball in the sky, and like that's actually I didn't know it at the time because I'd never studied UFOs and stuff because I thought it was stupid. That's a pretty common UFO to see, and it was flying super low. And I turned off all the music, rolled the windows down. I was like, I can't hear engines or anything like that. So I kept driving, and next thing I know, it goes above the car, and I could see it in the moonroof. And so I just drive faster, and I noticed it kind of turned and started following us. And I was freaking out because this thing was low. It didn't look like a plane, a helicopter. You know, this is like before drones, kind of when drones, I'm sure they were still making them and stuff for, I mean, they've always had drones, but like for people using private drones. Um, and so I stopped the car and on this little side road, and I got out and watched this thing, and it was like just super low, super quiet, and it was coming towards us, and it went over us and behind us. So I'm looking at it, just like no noise. It's not turning. It's just if it did turn, it would be like a real slow, just like a. And as I'm watching this over here, I turn around and there's like 5 more coming towards us. And I was like, oh my God. So we got in the car and I'm like, fuck this, let's go the fuck home. And I went home, or drove home. I was speeding and shit, which is a good thing I didn't get pulled over. Imagine telling the cop that, like, why are you speeding? UFOs are chasing me. Like, they would have locked me up or something, probably. But I got home and, man, I was just paranoid all night, like looking out windows and calling my little brother, like, he asking him to stand outside and see if he sees anything. And I don't know, it's crazy. I just felt insane all night, real scared and stuff. But I don't know. That was the switching point when I became a believer, because I don't think. I'm not necessarily saying it's aliens. You know, I'm not. I'm not that guy from the meme. I'm not saying it's aliens, but it's aliens. But I don't know. I think people do jump to conclusion that it's aliens automatically, and I believe in aliens. I believe that Earth has been visited in ancient times and probably still being visited now. But I try not to jump to that conclusion. And that's one thing. You can believe in UFOs and not believe in aliens. And that's where I was at that point in my life. I still wasn't ready to jump aboard the whole I believe in aliens things. But that was what turned me on to it. And my ex-father-in-law, I talked to him a lot about it from that day forward. Like, me and him would talk for hours and drink beer and talk about it. And I started learning more. I started reading more about it. But that was definitely a very big turning point spiritually in my life too, because I was like 18, 19 years old, and I could read whatever I want. I could watch whatever I want because I had my own house or I was staying there. It was cool. I was just growing as a person then, definitely, and I'm still growing, still reading, still trying to find out what's out there and stuff. But that was my first experience, and I have another one, and this one's actually even better. But I've only had 2 experiences. But anyways, this one was same area, but we were actually at the house by Lake Harrington. It was down the road from it, and I got off work and drove over there to go pick up my ex-wife and my kid. And I came in there, and she's like, hey, car seats in the van outside. You need to go take it from the van and put it in the car. And I fucking hate the dark, man. I ain't gonna lie. I'm scared of the dark, man. I don't like that shit. So I'm like, really? So I went out there and was getting the car seat out, and the way that I was facing the house, and the house was like in front of me. And here I see that red ball again. I'm like, oh shit, here it is again, man. And it was because it's lower, but it was further out. And these things fly low, at least the type that I've seen. And it ended up going behind the house, but I never seen it pop back out again. So I'm fucking flipping. I'm thinking, this thing landed and I'm going to get kidnapped or something. Or even if it wasn't by aliens, kidnapped by somebody in hazmat suits or something crazy like that. But, so I start freaking out and I buckle the thing in. I run to the house, and I didn't really tell her what was going on. I'm just like, all right, let's go. So we get in the car, and I'm driving from Lake Harrington towards Bergen. It's real windy roads up in there, but I see it on the side. But this time it's super far away, so I'm like, sweet, I get to watch it for a while. So I'm driving, I keep looking over, driving, looking over, which once again is not safe, but I don't really care. It was dope. But so I'm watching it, and all of a sudden I see for like 2 seconds just this, the whole sky lights up, this huge beam coming down from it, and it was just like, it lasted for like 2 seconds, and the sky was clear. It was not heat lightning. It went from the object to the ground, and I mean, that was it. It was super quick. The whole sky lit up. It wasn't stormy out, nothing like that. And I mean, I didn't see anything getting beamed up or nothing. It could have just been spotlighting the ground, but it was insane. It was awesome. And I just drove home, and that was probably one of that was the better of the two UFO sightings that I seen. And at the time, I was living with my brother and sister-in-law, and I just remember rushing home and like telling them, like, you're not gonna believe me, man. You're gonna think I'm crazy, but we seen it, and which they're open-minded people, and they're like, no, I believe you, But yeah, that's my two UFO experiences. Um, I'll do another book review another day. Usually I do it on my days off. I'll do a book review or something, or when I get off work. But I'm gonna hang out with my kid today. It's my day off. Take her to a museum. But hope y'all have a good day. Be careful.